All right, I will officially begin now and share my screen. Hope you can all see my screen. Oh, it gives a little video now. Okay, well, welcome. I cannot see you all, but you can see my screen, hopefully. My name is Monica Blodgett, and I am a program manager for the Higher Education Institutions Initiative. And I've been working with the Deep Tech Talent Initiative as well, with EIT Manufacturing, specifically on the Deep Tech Talent Training Prize. I'm joined here today by my colleague Isabel, who is the Deep Tech Talent Initiative Pledge Manager at EIT Manufacturing. And we are here today for the info session on the Deep Tech Talent Training Prize. So we're going to give a very brief background with the Deep Tech Talent Initiative, and then dive into the training prize, specifically more the application. And we will also be covering the Pledger and Quality Check process, which are both prerequisites or steps taken towards applying to the prize. And Isabel will give a brief tutorial on how to do the pledge. It's very straightforward. So yes, here we go. So just one more point. If you do have questions, can you please put them into the question and answer box? That way, the full group will be able to see the answers. And then Isabel and myself will highlight the most relevant ones at the end of this session. So please put your questions into the Q&A box. And we have this session recorded, and it will be posted on our website after as well. So the EIT Deep Tech Talent Initiative, closing the deep tech skills gap in Europe. I really invite you to browse through our website if you haven't already, and there's a wealth of information there. But the Deep Tech Talent Initiative was born out of a policy directive of the new European Innovation Agenda by our previous commissioner on the left. There are many important initiatives contained in the new European Innovation Agenda. We are here today to talk about the Deep Tech Talent Initiative, which is working to close the skills gap in training 1 million talents in deep tech. So this is the Deep Tech Talent Initiative motto. The initiative is under the umbrella of the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. And this is relevant in that we have a really robust ecosystem and network. There are currently 9 KICs or knowledge innovation communities under the EIT. I work with EIT Manufacturing. We have EIT Urban Mobility, EIT Raw Materials, EIT Climate KIC, EIT Energy. I won't list them all, but you can see that it's very extensive and it covers the main areas. So in the EIT network, that is the main reason that EIT was designated to execute the Deep Tech Talent Initiative based off of its robust network. So the Deep Tech Talent Initiative is tasked with training or working with our partners and our courses and our community to train 1 million people in deep technology. I'm going to emphasize this point throughout the presentation, but the deep technologies are indispensable in addressing the most pressing global challenges, which carries into our definition of what is deep tech. When I first started working with this initiative, it was a little foreign to me, I will admit. My background is in higher education, but deep technology, you see the definition here that we have utilized. And again, I'm going to emphasize solutions to societal challenges. utilizing deep technology and deep societal challenges. So I think that is really important to emphasize in our work, especially in the work under the European Institute of Technology under the European Union. So we've organized deep tech areas into 15 unique areas. You'll see that I highlighted this as of September 2023. The list will maybe expanded. Deep technology field is really evolving at a very rapid daily pace. But for the purposes of today, and especially the purposes of the prize, these are the 15 areas that we have for consideration. For the prize, we've grouped these areas into deep tech area groups, which I will show you a little bit further down. So we've discussed what is deep technology, what is the deep tech objective of the Deep Tech Talent Initiative, and that's training 1 million talents by 2025 through 2025 in deep tech. So what is the training? What are the requirements? These training requirements are also the requirements to be considered for the prize. So important for both the pledge and the prize. We have the 2 ECTS equivalent. So that is not to say that these are necessarily a university credit. It is equivalent equating to the amount of hours. So a point to remember. And the audience is starting with secondary education. So pupils in high school to post-secondary education and beyond. That's with the 3 EQVT level. So yes, secondary to post-secondary. If it is secondary education, it's a 1 ECTS credit equivalent. So we do ask for a certificate of achievement or qualification from the provider. The course itself does not need to be accredited per se, but it will need to pass a quality check. So here are the requirements of the deep tech trainings. And now we have the steps towards the prize. So first step, and Isabel will illustrate this a bit later, is to sign the pledge. It's a very straightforward process. It's not anything that's a voluntary pledge. And then you will get a login credential to upload your course. Not uploading your course, but you're populating your course information so that we can have it pass through a quality check. Again, pretty straightforward process. And then you will be eligible to apply for the prize. The prize is open to everyone who completes these steps. So you do not already need to be a pledger in order to apply for the prize. But we do ask that you sign the pledge and complete the quality check in order to be considered for the prize. And the Deep Tech Training Prize, why we are all here, maybe. Here it is in a nutshell. So with the prize, the training should have occurred from January 1st of this year until October 31st, which is the submission deadline or submission. So we need the KPIs of those that have been trained to be completed. And we have 2 categories, which I will cover, which are partner training and targeted training. This prize the umbrella is addressing challenges in deep tech training. So in your application, you are going to be demonstrating that you have addressed a deep tech training challenge. And the prize amount is up to 60,000 euros. And we will be awarding up to 16 prizes based off of the quality of applications. You see that we do have a date for the quality check submission. We may be moving this date a little bit to accommodate applications, but we do have a pre-date that will need to be met in order to apply for the prize, as we need to actually review the courses in the quality track. So, sorry, the bar. So, training challenges. What is a deep tech training challenge? The scope of the challenge can be organizational, sector, to regional, to even pan-European. It is up to the applicant how they define the scope, and also how they define the challenge. So it's really open. It could be the accessibility of the training. It could be the accessibility, maybe it needed to be digitalized to reach a wider audience. Maybe the availability of the training. Maybe you needed more trainees with a specific credit or a capacity. You needed, and it may not be students, it may be employees, to be trained in a specific capacity or competency. Maybe they need to be upskilled in a specific new deep technology. And that is your challenge. It's really up to the applicant how they define the challenge. There we go. So, as I noted before, we have the 15 deep tech areas, and now we have organized them into deep tech area groups. So we have 4 different deep tech area groups, and that is where you will be submitting your prize to be considered for. We have 2 prize categories: partner training and targeted training. So first you would identify which area group your challenge and training is included in, and if it fits better under partner training or targeted training. Partner training is a partnership. Partnerships are essential for deep technology and towards the Deep Tech Talent Initiative. While we are working towards the goal of training 1 million people in deep technology, we are also building a community of deep tech training providers and a full deep tech training community throughout Europe. So partnerships are essential. This category is you would be applying with at least 2 entities. On the right, you see examples of partnerships: university industry partner, employer training provider, 2 training providers coming together to provide a complementary course addressing a specific need. And then we have targeted trainings. This is for all individual entities. An example of the targeted trainings can be sector specific, lack of a specific training. It could be a targeted training towards perhaps individuals re-entering the job market, and it's again up to the applicant to identify. But we have targeted training and partner training as the 2 categories. So you will apply to either partner training or targeted training within one of the 4 deep tech area groups. So as a reminder, before you submit your application, which is online, if you go to the prize page, you can see there's a portal through our Plaza platform where you will submit your application materials. You will be asked to provide your pledger ID, and then that you've completed the quality check when you're filling in the application. So again, the pledge is very straightforward to complete, and then you will populate your course information. You are not uploading your course. You are not publishing your course online. You're uploading the information about the course. And then you can, of course, apply for the prize and be awarded up to 60,000 euros. So, application. We've designed the application to be lean and light and straightforward. We have a pitch deck, which you can download from the prize landing page. This is a Microsoft PowerPoint deck, and it outlines the items that you need to include. I'll go into this in a little more detail, but you are pitching, you are demonstrating how you've addressed this challenge, defining the challenge, of course, first, and then What is the significance of the challenge? How have you addressed it? Who are you working with? Who are your stakeholders? What audience have you reached? And then we ask for a video pitch to synthesize all of that information. And we have a light application form where you input your KPIs, because we are here to train 1 million people in deep technology. So we of course want to know the audience you are reaching with the trainings. So this is the first sheet that you will see when you download the prize pitch deck. Bit of information. It corresponds to the order of evaluation, and we do that intentionally so the evaluators can follow the flow of information. But it's, again, hopefully straightforward. Define the challenge. What is the overview? What is the background? What is the significance? What is the relevance to the Deep Tech Talent Initiative? What are the instruments that you use to address it? Your methodology. Who are you working to address this challenge with? Your team members, the entities, the stakeholders that you're targeting. Quantitative members, again, very important, not the most important as always, but if not one of the most important aspects. That's the mandatory KPI. The trainees trained within the eligible time period. You can add other KPIs demonstrating, you know, what your achievements were in this training. We asked for a testimony from, or testimonial from a participant, a beneficiary of the training, a qualitative assessment, transferability of the training. How can this training or objective of the training or outcome of the training be scaled and transferred? And then, of course, the importance and relevance and impact towards the new European innovation agenda, or milestones towards that, right? We're not expecting you to, I mean, it could be, but maybe a huge challenge is addressed, but there's more likely milestones, right? Stones in a path along towards a larger objective being reached. So that is the application. You have your pitch deck, where you have a limitation of slides that you can include because we can't have 100 slides, but it's, as any good pitch or presentation, should be consolidated and demonstrating the strong points of your solutions and your challenges addressed, which is further synthesized in the video pitch. And actually, when you access the online form, you'll fill out the online form, your information, your organizational information, the partners within your consortium if you're applying to partnership, the KPIs addressed, and then you'll be asked to just simply upload these 2 items. And then you will be evaluated by our external evaluators on these 4 categories of excellence, implementation, strategic fit, and impact. You can see that these bullet points under these 4 categories relate directly to pitch deck. So I'm not going to read through all of these, but it's very helpful in my understanding to see these evaluation criteria and understand them in terms of how you are structuring your pitch deck in order to cross-reference that you are meeting the criteria or the sub-criteria that your project or your challenge is being evaluated upon. Here is a display of the prizes. So we have, you can see on the top, the 4 deep tech areas, and then we have a first place and a runner-up per the 2 prize categories of partner training and targeted training. For partner training, just to address, it's €100,000 for the consortium. So if you have 2 partners, they would be receiving €50,000 each. That is the same for the runner-up as well. It's per consortium. So I'm going to now briefly go over the steps you would take before applying to the prize. So you would need to complete the pledge. Here are pledge member categories and their potential contributions. I've starred the ones that would be most relevant for our specific purposes of the prize. When you access our website, and we'll put the links in, you would go to the pledge, you are able to complete the pledge, and you would apply as a specific type of pledger. Isabel will walk through all of this, so I don't go through too much detail, but I've highlighted the ones most relevant towards this prize. Again, I highlighted this at the beginning, the requirements of the trainings, just as a reference as well. So this is a high level, why join the pledge. As I noted, we're building a community. We have a knowledge hub, we have networking opportunities, we have call and prize opportunities, and being part of this EU initiative and gaining momentum, and again, addressing and working to address these deep societal challenges. Sorry, my screen. So, how to join the pledge? First, you would navigate to the pledge page, then you would complete the registration form and upload the signed pledge document based off of the category of pledger that you're applying to. Submit the, so then you will be provided a login after you've signed and completed the pledge. You will be provided login credentials to complete the course registration. You are not, again, uploading your course content. You are just uploading the registration, the information about the course, and you would have it validated by our quality check team. So this is the pledge and the course quality check. I'm going to hand it over to Isabel now, who will do a quick demo on the pledge.
Brilliant, thank you, Monica. I'll just share my screen. Everyone see what I'm doing. So this is the landing page of the Deep Tech Talent Initiative, and you can see our current pledged numbers. And if you click on the pledge members, you'll be able to see who has already pledged as part of the initiative, and you can see that the courses that are already available as well. So if you're thinking about whether you want to become a pledger, you can see how your information will be displayed on the website there. And once you decide that, yes, you do want to become a pledger, then you can click on Join the Pledge. And you will be taken to this page here. And scroll down and look at the frequently asked questions. And then once you think you're ready to join, you can click on Join the Pledge again. The first step of joining the pledge is to sign the pledge document. So we have 4 different pledge documents, which you'll find at the bottom of the page. And as Monica mentioned, they're separated by profile types. So you've got different documents for education and training provider, enterprise or enterprise association, finance partner, and member state and institutional partner. So choose the one that's most relevant to you, download it. This is what the education and training provider one looks like. It's got the mission statement. It's got a little bit about the Deep Tech Talent Initiative. The important point is section 3, where you can put in how many courses you would like to develop as part of your pledge and how many people you expect to train between 2023 and 2025. And then what you need to do is find your legal representative within your organisation and ask them to sign it. Once you've got that in a PDF format, then you go back to this form, fill in the details here and upload your pledge document. Then you will click submit, and then somebody within the initiative, probably me, will check that your pledge fulfills our missions, and it's quite a quick process to approve a new pledger. Once we click approve and you become a pledger, then you'll have access to the pledge dashboard here. So all of the organisations that have become pledgers have access to this. This is the welcome dashboard. you find a few useful videos of how to use the platform, how to edit information about your organization, and how to add new users to your organization. You can look at the details of your organization here, and that's editable. And then if you want to submit a course, you can go to courses and you can put add new course there. Fill in the title of your course at the top, and then fill in these different tabs here that are asking information about your course, how many hours of learning. You can add the apply now buttons, and then that will create all the information that will then go into our course catalogue. So hopefully you can see it's not too difficult. There's quite a lot of information required, but hopefully it all makes sense and it isn't too difficult for you to fill in. You can also update your profile, and if you want to add other users for your organization, then the first person that registers the pledge will become the master contact. And then if other people want to add themselves as users, they can apply and the master contact will be able to approve them. If you have any questions about any of that, then please put them in the Q&A section. Otherwise, I'll hand back to Monica.
Thank you, Isabel. So yes, nearly there with this presentation. So you have seen now live how to submit the pledge document and the quality check. It's sequential steps. So you don't need to wait until so first you sign the pledge, then you upload the course registration and it is quality checked, and then you can apply for the prize. You can upload the course registration form after you've signed the pledge. All right, cheers. Okay, so the quality check, as I noted, once you sign the pledge, you will receive credentials to the Deep Tech Talent Initiative platform, where you can upload the course registration, and you will upload or complete, as Isabel demonstrated, the details of the course. And then I do say that the deadline is September 22nd to complete the quality check. We may be able to extend this by approximately a week. We're checking with our quality check team now. So yes, pledge, quality check, prize application. And then again, the requirements of the trainings. So if you have questions, no matter how big or small they may be, please email us at info@deeptechtalent.eu. We'd be happy even to set up individual meetings if you want us to be presenting to maybe some other stakeholders at your institution. As I noted, this prize is open to all. So in order to be receiving the funds, it is Horizon Europe eligibility. But we really encourage you and invite you to share this with your colleagues, to share this with your network, to share those that may have interest in joining this very important community. So with that, I will leave this here for a moment. It should be in the chat as well. And then we will go over some questions.
Hey Monica, we've had quite a few questions in, but one that's just come in is about how many courses you can submit to the prize.
So you will be submitting one. We ask that you submit the one area group, but that is not to say that you can't submit more courses to be considered for the deep tech quality check. You should submit one application, but you can have multiple courses within that. But again, it's really important as to the narrative that you are creating and demonstrating in this pitch deck. So the requirement is one application. But if in your challenge you've used many courses to address this, that's up to you to define the pitch.
Okay, and we'll go back to the.
Sorry, someone just said it's not clear. You can only submit one application. If in your application you are saying that you address the challenge with 3 courses, you can be submitting. However, the KPI consideration will be taken into account as well. I hope that's clear.
So somebody was asking about the 22nd of September deadline. Is that the deadline to become a pledger and submit a course?
So you should submit the quality check course by September 22nd. As I noted, we are looking to potentially extend this deadline by about a week. But before you can submit the quality check, you need to have completed the pledge.
And then they're asking about the timeline of submitting a pledge, how long that takes to get approval and how long the quality check takes to get approval. So I have answered these in the chat. The pledger approval is very quick. We just need to check that you meet the aims of the pledge quite broadly. The quality check takes quite a bit longer because we need to have experts reviewing each of the courses, and we don't like to say an exact timeline for that at this stage because this is quite a new process for us. But it will take longer. As long as you submit before the 22nd of September deadline, then your application will go through the quality check before the prize submission deadline. And then the questions about whether you need to become a pledger to submit a course.
That would be a yes. You can, so you will receive the credentials in order to log into the platform to complete the course registration form. So it's a sequential movement towards the prize.
There's a question about are all the courses, should they all add up to 2 ECTS or should each be equivalent to 2 ECTS?
Each should be equivalent to ECTS.
And there's still quite a few questions about how many courses they can submit.
So you can submit as many courses as you want. You need to submit 1 application. You are addressing a challenge, a deep tech training challenge. So I see the point of we can combine every course at the university and we'll have the highest deep tech training targets. You do need to complete a quality check. I will note that for each of the courses that you're submitting. If you're applying to the partner category, there's of course the potential to have many courses as well. But you are not limited to submit 1 training per course, per application. But you are required to address a challenge, so it's up to the narrative again.
I suppose if anybody wants to discuss in more detail, then there is the info@EIT Deep Tech Talent email address, and we'll get back to you with some more details if you have some very specific questions that you don't want to put in the chat. Or if you want to have a talk with our person who looks after leads and helps people through the first steps of the process, and that's Francesca, our colleague, and she can have an individual call with you and talk about what the benefits of the pledge might be to your organisation submitting courses, and she can go through some details of the prize as well.
And please refer to the prize tax guidelines. That is the very most important resource for you to review in regard to your questions. Please do consult us if you have any further questions, even if you're interested in learning more about one specific aspect of the initiative. Yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to answer your questions. I think that's everything. Thank you all very much for joining us today. And I hope you have a great day. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we will speak soon.